on the other hand, as I explained earlier, is an explanation of a bit of what Sheol is. And I've explained already that Sheol is the concept in the Old Testament where everybody goes to. But in the New Testament, Jesus makes it clear that the righteous will go to heaven and the unrighteous will go to hell, where there will be gnashing and grinding of teeth. And that is clear in Scripture. That is clear in many of the parables of Jesus, where he talks about prison, when he spoke about the parable of the unforgiving servant who did not forgive his neighbor, and for that reason the king asked that he be thrown into the prison until he has paid his last debt. This is the concept of hell. The concept of hell is that those who do evil would have to pay for their evil. Every action has its consequences. Good actions have their consequences, and bad actions have their consequences. And since we are all moving towards Christ, Christ himself says, make sure that you go through the narrow gate. For many are not going through that gate. Many are going through the large gate where it leads to damnation. But as we strive towards the narrow gate, we hope to enter into the life and this promise in John chapter 14 that Jesus gives us, that all who live well, all who live in him whilst they are on earth, would also live in him and with him when their life comes to an end on earth here. This is our faith, and our faith teaches us also that hell is real. It is not a figment of our imagination. It is a place where those who have rejected God would continue to reject him definitely. Hell is simply this: life without God. And if there is life without God, and you live your life without God here on earth, then in heaven, then after this life, you would continue to live your life outside the domain of God, and that will be hell. Jesus always paints the picture of fire to make us understand how sorrowful that experience would be. These are all in order for us to help us imagine that our actions will bear its consequences. So, my dear brothers and sisters, we have to realize that we have been invited by God, created by God, to journey towards him until we get to that point where he would invite those who have lived in him whilst they are on earth to his dwelling place. And for those who have rejected him, they would continue to reject him even in the afterlife, and that will be hell. Peace be with you.